Let me share a simple truth with you. With this build, every creature that touches you dies. Yes, you heard correctly. Just touching you is enough. We combine Spiritborn Thorns power with poison explosions and Fists of Fate's chance mechanics. The result? Trillions of damage, screen melting, and bosses vaporizing in seconds. I'm about to share a very important high-level pit rotation tactic that almost no one knows about in the game, and it's not a bug. This build has a structure that thrives in crowds and becomes even more powerful in chaos. If you think Pit 130 will scare you, what you're about to see will change your mind. So, why is this build so powerful? It's because of the synergy between Thorns and Poison. When you get Balazan's Maxtol buff to 3 stacks, you get a whopping plus 300% poison damage. That's when you hit counterattack to activate Thorns. When enemies hit you, they don't just get poisoned, they're also shredded by massive Thorns damage. Plus, thanks to Fists of Fate's lucky hit chance, these poison explosions trigger chain reactions. This knocks down all the creatures on your screen one by one like dominoes. We also keep the Hunter ability active at all times to deal extra damage to targets. What matters here is not timing, but uptime. The longer you keep it active, the more efficient it is. Of course, to do this at high pit levels, you need near-perfect items, full glyphs, and at least 260 Paragon points. If your Paragon points are insufficient, you can access my leveling build from the Mobalytics link in the description. Now let's look at the items. Loyalty's Mantle provides vigor cost and cooldown reduction, allowing us to spam skills non-stop. Greater affixes that keep all stats and damage reduction high are essential for high pit. Damage reduction is critical in Masterwork, saving lives. In Shroud of False Death, all stats and max life affixes are indispensable for both damage and durability. All stats Masterwork is absolutely necessary. In Fists of Fate, lucky hit chance and attack speed. Greater affixes are indispensable. Attack speed increases your rotation speed, while lucky hit triggers poison explosions. Having a 300% passive significantly reduces runtime, especially in high pits. Balazan's Maxlotl turns you into a true Thorns monster with stacks. The Bastion Greater Affix is a must. Without this weapon, your build is incomplete. Dexterity Greater Affix is critical in boots. The Vortex Temper on it seriously increases your pit push speed, because gathering enemies in one spot is the essence of this build. Dexterity and maximum life. Greater Affix are required in Glaive, while Mystic Circle Potency and Jaguar Spirit Hall Temper work like damage multipliers. On the amulet, the Dexterity Affix skyrockets your skill damage. You can add up to a 100% damage increase with the Greater Affix Potent. Maximum life Greater Affix is required in rings, and chain damage increases thanks to Mystic Circle Potency. Temper and Masterwork choices can completely change the results, especially in high pits. Wrong choices can reduce your damage by 20 to 30%. Follow all the details in the build planner in the description. When it comes to rotation, your cycle should progress as follows. First, use Vortex to draw enemies toward you, then hold down Rake to continuously apply the poison effect. When you reach 3 stacks of Balazan's Maxlotl, immediately press counterattack to maximize Thorns. Keep the Hunter active at all times. Uptime is everything. Maintain this cycle throughout the entire battle. Your goal is to create a continuous poison chain and keep Thorns damage active. The more enemies there are, the faster the cleanup. However, this damage isn't enough for bosses, especially Pit 120 plus bosses whose health is very high, and the bosses alone, so our area damage is lost. So the real question is, how do we kill it? Let me tell you the secret that very few people know here. Potent Alloy is your greatest ally in boss battles at Pit 120 and above. This Herodric spell maximizes Thorns and poison explosions. Stand at the boss's feet, counter its attacks, and detonate Balazan's Maxtol 3-stack with counterattack. When the shielded Jewel Guard spawns, if you catch the right moment, the boss's health bar will disappear in the blink of an eye. Let's move on to some more practical tips. The higher the lucky hit chance on your Fists of Fate Masterwork, the more frequently poison explosions will be triggered. The higher the attack speed, the faster the rotation, and you'll really feel this in Rake spam. Keep enemy density as high as possible, as this build shines in crowds. Rely on counterattack to survive. It provides both damage and defense. Standing face-to-face in boss fights multiplies your Thorns damage. Choose glyphs focused on thorns and poison. The wrong glyph selection can reduce your DPS by up to 50%. Now let's talk about Ferocity stacks, because they directly affect your attack speed. Each Ferocity stack gives you plus 5% attack speed. There are a total of 13 stacks in the build, 4 from base, 5 from Duelist Aspect, 2 from Jaguar Spirit Hall, and 2 from the Hunter. That's a total of plus 65% attack speed. This attack speed increase not only speeds up your skill rotations, but also increases the frequency of lucky hits, allowing you to create more poison explosions. Of course, this isn't enough. You should distribute Paragon bonuses wisely for extra attack speed, and use attack speed potions if possible. If your health is insufficient, you can use Maximum Life Potion. Additionally, you can use incenses like Queen's Supreme, Redamine Buzz, and Soothing Spices to support this build. Queen's Supreme increases skill damage, Redamine Buzz increases maximum life, and Soothing Spices provides resistance to all elements.
Here we are. Pit 130 is no longer impossible with this build. Every creature that touches you will die, and bosses will melt away in seconds. And best of all, as the mechanics get harder, they will work in your favor. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a comment saying which build you use to tackle the pit. And remember, with Spiritborn, don't just stare at your enemies, let them touch you.
If you have any questions about building or need advice, feel free to ask your questions on the Discord server in the description.